called Paul?
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
are you Silas?
he's my brother. I'm his brother. My name's Paul, and Silas is my brother.
Okay, okay, because Silas
Yeah.
is the one who was sending me the messages, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, where's he at? Is he there with you, or is he?
Yeah, he's here also.
Okay, good deal. Oh, we are up and running. We are live.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, we're going across. We're on several Facebook pages and also YouTube and Twitter. So we'll see how it goes. Hello, everybody, and good morning. This is a little different than what I normally do, and with me, this fine looking gentleman right here, Paul, is joining me from Kentucky.
Hello.
Uh, he's involved in the flooding, and I understand there's flooding going on everywhere right now. I mean, there's Texas, Utah, everywhere. We're just getting dumped on everywhere. But but Paul's here. Paul and his brother reached out to me about their plight in Kentucky, and so we're going to talk about it. So, Paul, hello.
Hello.
So, how are you doing? How are you and your family doing through all this?
We're coping with it. We're staying in motels right now. There's a lot of floodings that went on here in eastern Kentucky. A lot of family members lost their homes and things like that, and they've lost, like their vehicles, homes due to the floodwaters. A lot of people they don't really have drinking water, due to the floods.
Yeah. And so, how are you guys getting by? Are you getting bottled water from stores, or are the stores still getting supplies? Can you still buy food and stuff?
Yeah, you can still get like supplies from the stores, but there's been a lot that's donated water and stuff like that, drinking water for the people here.
Oh, that's good. So now, what was your experience in this? This all happened overnight, right? Is that
Yeah, it all came like during the night, like around it was like 3 at night. Nobody really had a warning of what was going on, and it just came a heavy rain, like a downpour, and it lasted for several hours.
no? Was the flooding? Was it just the rivers just overfilled? There's just nowhere for the water to go, or did dams break? Was there anything like that going on, or was it just the water level
Uh,
just rose up?
Not that I know of, there wasn't any dams broke, but basically just the rivers and the creeks and things like that, they rose and flooded things out.
All right,
It was just too much water all in one place, basically, and it just flooded everything out. There wasn't nowhere for it to go.
gotcha, gotcha. So now, what your family's house where you were staying, it got flooded out and damaged. Is that right?
Yeah, my mom's place got destroyed. She lost her home and stuff, and I have family members also lost their home, and I have family members that died in the floodwaters. The
Oh,
floodwaters swept away.
oh dear. How?
Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
thank
That's
you.
got to be. Have they been able to recover them so that you can get a burial or anything?
Yeah, they found the family members. They found like from the area I'm at, they found 17 dead in the floodwaters.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
And several of these are your family.
yeah. Like from different sides of the same county, but just different sides of the area.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And they've lost homes also, but they've lost their homes, and there was some that died in the floodwaters.
Oh, wow.
It's
Wow.
just it got really bad all at once. Nobody really, had a warning on anything.
Sure.
And
Sure.
like I said, it happened at night, so they didn't really have a warning in time. They woke up, they was already in the floodwaters,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they was trying to save, what they did have left, and save their families.
Yeah. But there were, I mean, there was just absolutely no warning or indicators that that it was going to be this much rain all at once, right?
No, there's no warning whatsoever. I mean, it just came all at once. Like I said, at night, and most people was asleep at that time anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So now you're staying in hotels. Are the is that being covered by FEMA, or is this out of your own expense that you have to cover the hotels?
Uh, I've been paying. I have like a pastor of my church. He's been helping me some.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's
Yeah.
good to hear. Wow. And what's your pastor's name in the church?
The church that I go to is Couchtown Church of Christ, and the pastor's name is Mark Tabata.
And he's actually using the church resources to help people.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh, it's always good to hear that. You know, you hear too many of these churches just all of a sudden just sort of they turn around and become needy themselves and say, "Oh, we got hurt too. We need you to give us more money for us."
That's true. Yeah,
So it's good. It's really good to hear a church that's actually probably hurting themselves, but still helping where they can. So that's good to hear.
yeah, he's a really good guy. He tries to do what he can to help the community and the people.
That's good. That's good. So now, have you been able to keep working, or is your
Well, at the moment, I've been, trying to help people. I've been helping the church, like give out things, like water and things like that to help the community. Like what food we can supply to help them. I've been giving like things like that, and like personal hygiene stuff if they need that. Like if we have it, we distribute that and like give it back to the community.
sure? That's well, that's good. That's good. So
And
you're
any donations that anyone can give, like to the church, to give back to the community, would be a big help too. Like it's Couchtown Church of Christ out of Perry County, Kentucky.
okay. What was the name of it again?
Couchtown Church of Christ out of Perry County, Kentucky.
What, did you say Cowtown?
Couchtown Church of Christ. Yeah.
Couchtown. Okay.
Sorry, my speaker's not real good on there.
Uh, Couchtown Church of Christ.
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, it looks like a nice little humble little church.
Yeah, he does what he can for the people. He's a really good guy.
It's good to hear. Good to hear. Get back there. We are. So, when did you have to? When did it become apparent to you that you guys had to get out of the house that you were in?
Uh, well, that night at like 3 o'clock when the rains came, the water, I seen it rising, so I was getting out. I got out as soon as we could, and other people wasn't so lucky. They, their homes, a lot of them, they got swept away in the floodwaters. Like before they could even get out, the water just took their homes, took them, took them right down the river and destroyed them.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
It's just, yeah, it's pretty bad for a while. It's starting to, it's starting to slow back down. Where a lot of stuff's been cleaned up. It's starting to come back to back to normal a little bit at a time. We're getting there, but slowly.
Oh, sure. Now, you said that to get help if your house is gone, because insurance a lot of times will not cover this because it's considered an act of God, right?
Yeah,
That's the clause they use, is that there was no way you could predict this, so they're not going to pay for it. So a lot of people are stuck.
yeah.
Um,
You have a lot of people that's also stuck. Some families didn't have insurance,
oh,
and
sure,
and things like that. You got some people that you know didn't even have insurance, and they're not going to be able to recover the things they have unless help from others.
right. Now the FEMA is there.
Yeah, we have FEMA here helping with people too. Uh, they have a thing set up, like for people if they need help with like housing and things like that. They have like certain numbers you can call.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then I mean, what's it like? Is it just are businesses still operating? Are people still trying to get back to normal, or what's the feeling there?
the businesses are still operating the best they can, to stay busy. But there for a while, we had businesses shut down because there was no power or anything like that for them to even run, their businesses. Because there was a lot of people without power too for the longest time, but they got most of that restored now.
Oh well, that's good. That's good. So, everything considered, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing okay so far. I've just been trying to help as many as I can, that was in the flood as much as I can because I'm looking out for other people more than I am myself, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because there's a lot that still needs help.
sure. That I think is probably the best way to deal with it is instead of sitting around feeling sorry for yourself, just get out there and start helping others.
That's true. Yeah, it's always good to help one another if you can.
Yeah, you have those moments where we all have this tendency to worry about all of our stuff that we have, and when something like this happens where it's just gone, you realize what's really important to you.
Yeah, you never know what means a lot or what's basically important until it is gone.
Yeah.
What
Wow.
means the most to you.
Okay. Well, how can people help you?
Well, basically, they can. I mean, the church that I gave you, if they can donate any supplies or anything like that,
Mhm.
we'll basically give it back to the community, like any food supplies or water supplies that they want to donate or anything like that. We'll give it back to the community to help them, like the people that don't have food or water or anything. Just anything like that we can help the community back with would be appreciated.
Okay. Let me get Ouchtown.
Couchtown Church of Christ. It's out of Perry County, Kentucky.
Well, they do have a thing here on Facebook.
Excuse me, I didn't hear you.
They do have a thing here on Facebook.
Yeah,
It's a small church.
yeah. It's a small church, but we do what we can to help people.
Oh, that's good. I mean, a lot of these bigger organizations, that come in and start fundraising, a lot of that money just goes to administration costs. So, like, very, very little of the money actually gets to people who need it. You know,
Yeah, that's so
bigger
true. Yeah.
organizations. I won't mention who they are, but being able to find a local church like that who they themselves need help, plus all the people that they're helping. That's nice to be able to help.
Yeah, it sure is. And I totally understand what you're saying. You got a lot of churches that, don't do the things they're supposed to, but the ones that actually, like some of the smaller churches, has been doing the things, that,
Yeah, the smaller churches, they don't have the big money, but
yeah, like the
yeah,
ones that don't have a lot of money, that's the ones that's been doing the most, it seems.
yeah. There you go. Somebody else. I guess you've got some other people there talking about him too, right there.
Yeah,
Mark Tabata. That's yours. Linda, do you know Linda? There's a
couldn't hear
gal,
you.
there's a gal named Linda A. who has posted the Cowtown Church of Christ, Pastor Mark Tabata. They are
Yeah,
helping.
yeah, they're good
Okay,
people.
here's another one right here. It can also donate Upper Second Creek Baptist Church in Hazard, Kentucky.
Yes,
So yeah, look for those. If you're going to donate and you want to help, the best way for your money to work is to give it to smaller organizations where the money's actually going to go directly to helping their parishioners, the people in their church, plus their community.
yeah,
Right. Whereas if you give money to a larger organization, it's going to go to keeping the lights on in the offices in Topeka. I mean, it's just not. This is the best way is you find this stuff. But you are getting help. You're safe. Um,
yeah, we're getting help and we're safe as of now. Just I'm hoping it don't rain no more because we don't really need no more rain.
yeah, I mean, there's other places in the country that could use more rain. So
Oh yeah, definitely. But here, as of now, here we don't need no more rain.
yeah. Oh wow. So now you grew up in Kentucky. This is your lifelong home.
Yeah, this is my hometown. I was born and raised here.
Oh, well, good for you. Yeah, this is the weird thing for me. When we have a disaster in the United States,
Yeah,
it feels like most Americans just go, "Oh, well, yeah, they'll be okay," or "Oh, they should have insurance; they'll be okay." It's almost like it's like you'll be fine, and it's really rather strange because it's like you don't know what it's like to just completely lose everything all at once.
yep. That's what I was talking with my brother about. People don't really know what it's like until they actually go through something like that.
Yeah, when you just all of a sudden one day everything you had, everything your whole life, it's gone.
Yeah,
It's just gone, and it
yeah.
can be difficult to deal with.
It's hard for some families. Some families had their homes for years, and it was generations in the family, and they've lost everything.
Yeah. Oh wow. And it does also seem like I don't think the severity of it has really been captured by the mainstream media. They've reported on it, they've been there, but I don't think they've really fully shown how much has happened.
I'm not sure on that, but I know there's been a lot of news reporters here, and they've captured, quite a bit of it, but most of it, there's still stuff happening in different counties
Yeah.
because they're still getting more rain.
Oh wow. So this is still ongoing. I mean, it's still happening.
Yeah, there's things still happening because they're still, getting more rain in some areas.
Oh wow. Now how is the expense of the hotels? I imagine they're all full of.
Well, they have a FEMA thing going on too now that you have numbers to. They've been helping like families like get rooms, until they can get their homes restored and things like that.
Yeah.
So I found out, a lot of the areas they got like their motels are full due to the flooding of the people don't have nowhere to stay and things like that. They basically, in different counties, you have to drive like so many, like an hour and a half just to get to a motel that has vacancy because they have so many people, staying in motels.
Oh, sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we lived in North Carolina.
Oh yeah. What part of North Carolina?
It was Hubert near Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
We
Yeah,
had
I've been through there.
Yeah, and we had a hurricane. I think it was Fran, but we had this hurricane. It wiped out power, and it wasn't. It was there was a lot of damage, but it's mostly the just thing. It was just power was out,
Yeah.
and we were without power for I think it was about 2 weeks.
Oh no. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and your first reaction is, oh, it'll be back, everything will be fine, and then after 3 days, it's like you don't realize how soft you are until you get 3 days without power. You
That's
start,
true. Yeah.
and so we thought, hey, you know what we'll do is we'd filled our cars up with gas before everything happened, because
Uh-huh.
and so we had plenty of gas in the car, and so we thought, well, we'll drive someplace, get a hotel somewhere, take showers, just kind of refresh for a day or two, and then come back. We drove forever. I think we drove up to Lake Virginia and
Yeah,
could
there
not.
for so long, we had like people, they was out of water. They couldn't even take showers or nothing. They was having to set up a little, things for people to take showers and advertise it, for the people because they wasn't even able to take showers or anything.
Yeah, because you're it's all interconnected, the power, the water. But we drove and we couldn't find a place. We had to turn around and go back because there was nowhere to buy gas. So we had to go back before we could, before we ran out of gas. We just went back home, but we couldn't find a place to. We just had to wait.
Yep,
Just
I've been through that situation. That sucks when that happens.
Yeah, so I can imagine when this kind of stuff happens. You don't when you're distant, and you're away from it. You don't realize. It's just like, oh, so you lost your house. Oh, I'll go stay in a hotel. You'll be fine. It's like you don't realize the emotional uh, turmoil that you're going through, and then when everybody is going through it all at the same time, everybody around you. So
Yeah,
you don't have that many resources. You can't get supplies in because the roads are out in a lot of
true.
places. Um, but it's just and all in just in a very short period of time, you it's it can become a very difficult thing to deal with, just mentally and emotionally.
It really is. It truly is. There's a lot of people going through that. Like they don't know really where to turn to. There's a lot. There's not. We don't have a lot of help here. Like some places do if things like that happen.
Yeah,
But there's that's something we can learn from. We can try to correct those mistakes, and if something else happens like this, we can be able to react quicker on things.
you would think that that we'd be better at this after all the disasters we've had in this country. That you would think that FEMA and the local governments would have a better handle on this kind of stuff. But
Oh
a
yeah,
lot
definitely.
of it is just how do you even know? How do you prepare? Like you said, this just kind of happened. I mean, you start getting
It's
flood
hard to
warning.
know when something like that's going to happen because it comes. Well, you can't control it or anything. It just comes when it wants. It's Mother Nature.
Yeah, and the fact that any warnings that were available were coming, after people were in bed. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
it's
and like it happening in the nighttime, it's unexpected. people didn't even know. It's hard to judge things like that.
Yeah. So now who's all there with you um, at the hotel? Is it just
I
you?
have my I have my family, but they're not in the room. They're downstairs.
Oh, okay. And how are they doing? You got kids?
Yeah, they're doing okay. Thanks for asking.
Oh, it's well, that's it's a big thing for kids because this can be very traumatic and
Yeah.
really kind of throw.
It really scares the kids too, because they don't know what's going on. It freaks them out because, they see their parents and things like that freaking out over the disasters that's happened and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think you're doing a great job of being, getting out and helping others, and I think that's probably the best thing you can do for your kids is to show them that hey, we're not the only ones who are hurting. We're not the only ones, and getting yourself out there and helping others, that's very commendable. That really is the best way to deal with it, I think.
That's true, brother. It sure is. Teach your kids, good ways to help one another, and when they get older, they'll never depart from it.
Yep, yep, good deal, good deal. Now we do have. I think your family set up a GoFundMe, right? I think that's the
Uh,
one that I shared.
yes.
Um, Let me see if I can find it real quick. I shared it last night for those of you who are wondering. See if I can find the connection here to it. Anyway, it's on my site, everybody. There is a GoFundMe that directly helps your family because your mother's house,
Yeah. Got
right?
destroyed in the home and stuff, and her
Well,
car.
how many were living there at the time?
Her and two children were there at the time of the flood
Oh, okay.
at her property. Yeah.
Now, were they able to get out safely and easily, or did they have to get rescued or anything weird like that?
Uh, no, they didn't really get rescued. They went to the banks and they waited till the waters went down. But there was also a family member of mine that of ours that lived, 4 miles up the road, and it destroyed their home. Her and her husband, once their home got swept off the foundation, the home started floating away. So they got out of the home and they got separated. And the the wife, she floated down to where my mom's property was, and that's where they found her body at. The floodwaters killed her.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So the
Oh,
waters was pretty bad. I mean, they was floating homes off and destroying them, cars, vehicles, everything. It was really bad.
oh. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah, it was bad for a while. I mean, like I said, it's calmed down a lot, but there's still rain in other areas. They're getting like in different counties, they're still getting rain, and people are still trying to clean up the damages that's already done.
Hmm. Oh wow. Is there are they encouraging people from outside of the area to come in and help, or are they saying stay away for right now? What's the word on that?
The governor, yeah, he's having like the National Guard and things like that come in and help with people. Uh, and they have like cleanup crews and things going on, like to help people, like to clean up their properties and things like that. Like the ones that ain't able to do it themselves, they got like people helping them. They have some things going on like that.
All right, but are there people from outside of Kentucky who are driving in to come and help, or
Yeah,
is there are
we've
they?
also I've also seen like people, they drive from different states, they're helping, like with donations and things like that. I've seen a lot of that going on.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that's always a good plus, to help the people.
Great. Now we're getting some comments. Somebody's in Corbin, Kentucky. Luckily, they're saying had some damage, but not a lot.
Yeah, Corbin, they've had quite a bit of damage too, in Breathitt County, they've had quite a bit.
Yeah. Do you know Barbara Turner?
Barbara Turner from Indiana.
Oh, she says, "Is that Paul?" And then she says, "Hope Wilson."
Oh yeah, I know those guys. They're from
Okay.
Indiana.
Oh, okay. Well, they're on here.
Tell them I said hi.
Yeah, there they are. See, somebody's asking, "Is the Red Cross there?" Have you seen them?
Yeah, they're also here. They're here with FEMA. They're doing what they can to help also.
Cajun Navy, have they showed up yet?
Uh,
They're an interesting group. They're
I'm sure they're here. I haven't seen them, but
oh,
I'm
yeah,
sure they're here.
yeah. Just I think just people who aren't there. You see the news stories and what they have to say.
Yeah,
But I think people are really interested just kind of locally what your personal experience is, and just knowing that you're able to find a hotel, which is good,
yeah.
and instead of sitting around feeling sorry for yourself, you're getting out there and helping others where you can. That's good.
There, you got a lot of people, that lost their homes. They can't even get into motels, but they're setting up like places. FEMA is setting up places, numbers they can call if they don't have a place. Because there's some people been staying in their cars, due to where they lost their homes, and they've been staying in their cars. So the governor, he set up like places, for them and numbers to call if they don't have a place to stay. He's been giving them help in that area too.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Let's see. Get a lot of hello, state neighbor. I'm in West Virginia. I had friends in Raynella years ago, and know your pain. Prayers, my friend. A lot of supporting messages from people. So hopefully we'll get you guys some more help.
Thank you, brother.
Certainly got my prayers out for you. People keep asking me to do something to help, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Send money. Try to send what I can, but
Well, you're a big help as it is. Just inviting me to get the word out there to people to do what they can. Anything helps right now. And like I said, the church I gave you. Any donations that you can send into the church, we'll make sure the community gets it back.
yeah, Couchtown Church of Christ.
Yes.
Purdy County.
Perry County, Kentucky. Yes.
And they're here on Facebook. They got you can go there, check them out. And yeah, if you're going to help, find the local community groups and give them the money, because they're going to help people directly.
Yes.
So that's good. And man, well, thank you. I'm going to let you get going here.
All righty, brother. It's good talking to you, and God bless you. And you guys, I appreciate you for inviting me to be able to talk with you here.
Well, I just getting the word out, and hopefully get you get all of you some more help. So my thoughts and prayers are with you, my friend.
My thoughts and prayers are with you guys too, brother. God bless you. Have a wonderful day now.
You too. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
So that's my new friend Paul. Like I said, things are going on in Kentucky. There's still a lot of people that need help. Be sure to find an organization that you're comfortable with donating. Don't just give money to Just don't throw money at anybody, because there's a lot of all too often when things like this are happening, uh, groups pop up that are just basically stealing money. And so you're going to donate to a reputable organization, donate to a local group that is kind of in the fight, right in the mix of it. But help, and you don't need to do thousands of dollars. If you just $10, $20, just a little bit, because if everybody pitches in a little bit, it really goes a long way. And some of these people, they just have lost everything. And I've experienced that. I've experienced losing everything all at one time, and it is that it's just, you don't want to go. It's horrifying. It's a miserable experience when when you literally the only thing you have is what's um, clothes on your back. So please, this is a great opportunity for you to just kind of get outside yourself and help. Um, I would encourage you, if you can, go there to help, but also be sure, don't just show up. Don't just drive there and show up, because they may not have the infrastructure to have more people there. So if you find an organization that is doing things that you could volunteer for, and make sure that they have space for you to show up and they have something for you to do when you get there. Um, or if you know people directly and you can go help, that's fine. But just make sure that before you go and show up, start trying to help, that you are not going to add to the burden of the situation. That's nothing. You don't just show up and take up space. So please, if you're going to go help, find organizations that are. I think you can go to the government website, and you can find organizations that are looking for volunteers and set up that way. So have something, if you're going to volunteer, you're going to go there, have something planned, have something arranged before you head out there. So like I said, whatever you do, don't become part of the problem by just showing up and taking up resources that could in space, because they don't need that. They don't need a bunch of looky-loos. We don't need a bunch of people running around just taking pictures because they're there. If you're going to contribute, you want to be a part of it, be sure you have a plan, my friends. Have a plan. But wow, this is amazing. And there's other flooding going on also all over the country. There's a lot of strange things going on right now in this world. And if anything, I hope that this inspires you to try to get your own affairs in order. Get a bug out kit. It's 3 days worth of supplies, just healthcare stuff, bandages, food enough for 3 days. It's called, in the military, we call it a bug out bag, and it's just a bag in case of emergency. It's right there where you know where it's at. You grab it and you're out. And it has enough stuff for you to survive on your own for 3 days. So I've got food, water. I got to say, have that ready. That's the kind of thing you should have ready no matter where you live, because everywhere now has all kinds of weird disasters and things that can happen in a moment's notice. So do that. It'll give you a peace of mind when you know that that's there. Once you have it and you know it's there, and you know that when things go bad, that you've given yourself at least 3 days to be able to take care of yourself. And you may think, well, I'll just stay at my house. Well, what if your house is destroyed in all of this? Think about that. If all you got moments to just grab whatever you can and go, well, have something that you can grab. That's what I'm saying. Because you may not be able to get back to your house. You might have 2 years of storage of food in your house, but if your house is wiped out, your food's gone with it. So get yourself prepared. But yes, this is just this is a difficult thing that these people are going through, and I hope that you find in your heart somehow, some way to give and help, and just can't imagine it. I mean, you wake up, and next thing you know, your houses are floating away. You're finding out that friends or family are gone. I mean, there are still over 100 people they're still searching for. I think 39 are confirmed dead. This is crazy. My wife, Amber Howard Hellard, is from Harlan, Kentucky. And so we and some friends took our razors down there to help deliver necessities to people who couldn't get out. Can't believe it till you see it. But yeah. I said, if there's something you can do, do it. If you can't, just donate a little bit. Just, you know what? Give up a cafe latte or whatever. Give up $9 that you would spend on breakfast or something and just donate that. You don't need to take on the entire burden yourself. Just give a little bit and help out. But otherwise, I hope that we're all taking this opportunity to think about our own lives, think about our own family and what's important. And it would be nice. This is Robert Johnson says it would be nice if everyone helped everyone else, but here in America, greed and hate seems to be the norm. It's nice having space in Montana without the hustle of day-to-day BS. Yeah, the thing is I know that, like I said, instead of complaining about everybody else, this is one of our biggest problems. Well, no one cares. Okay, that's fine if that you think that, but I hope you still care. That's what this is about. It's not about what everybody else is doing. It's about what you do and what can you do, and you can help. As small of a donation as you can muster will help. Send, like I said, don't eat for one meal and take the money you would have spent on your meal and send that in. $20, $15, whatever. Because it helps as you give and the next person gives. It builds, and doesn't take that long for them to have the money to kind of get back on their feet. So, yeah, and we can get into DARPA and conspiracy theories, and you can start blaming this, that, cult, whatever you want to this. How we got here doesn't matter right now, but we're here. We have fellow Americans, fellow citizens who are in need, who've lost everything, not at all in a strong financial position. Many of these people to begin with, this was everything. And this is everything. I mean, just imagine just waking up and just everything is gone. It's all, everything is gone. I know, I've been through this and it's devastating. So I'm hoping this helps. I hope that you're taking this opportunity yourself and are counting your blessings and maybe learning from this, that, hey, this could happen to you. This could happen to any of us at any time. So, wow. Anyway, not my typical live show, but the family reached out to me and said, hey, look, we've lost members in our family. We've had this, and is there any way you can just spread the word? And okay, just so you understand, I don't feel like I'm that big of a deal, to be honest with you. I don't. There's certainly a lot of people who have bigger reaches than I do. But what little I can do, I'm going to try and do. So I really do appreciate all of you for taking your time to listen to this. Hope that you'll take it in your hearts and do something with it. I would like to do some sort of a fundraiser myself, do a show somewhere, raise some money for this. I'll be looking for places. If you have a place that we could do a show, I would do the show completely without pay for myself. I will just whatever money we raise will go to help Paul and his family. If you want to help me with this, we could do several of these. If you're comedians and you want to be a part of the show, let me know. But yeah, I would like to start doing some fundraising shows to help this do what I can, bring a little joy. We actually talked about this morning. I had this idea for a TV show years ago, and I pitched it. And the idea, so the idea of the show was you have comedians would go into a community where something like this has happened. The disasters happened and people are in need. And so what we do, we would show up and find a place to so we would show up, find a place to do a fundraiser show, and we would spend the week going around just entertaining people, doing pop-up shows in laundromats or cafes, and then we would learn about the community. And then at the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, we do a fundraiser show, and we just and the thing is, we would let people in the community who can't afford it, just let them come anyway for free, and it would just all be able to just raise money and awareness for the cause, whatever the cause is. And we've been talking and thinking we might do that. We might try to put something like that together. I think I've got some time, and if I could find a location, again, I want to be able to go in and help. I want to be able to go in and entertain and help the situation, not hinder it. So, if there's a place in Kentucky, possibly or nearby, that we could go in and we could do this, raise money, raise awareness, I would love to do it. If there's anybody out there who could help me put this together, I would really like to try to do this. Um, yeah, GoFundMe is still. I know there's a lot of people who are anti GoFundMe, but they are a good. I trust GoFundMe. I've helped other people, and I've seen GoFundMe operate, and I really do appreciate them for most of the time. And they might have time to time things have happened, but no, please just really help. Oh, this was Amy. She's got room. That's the other thing. If you've got room nearby and you can help out, you know, do that. There's plenty of ways for you to help. All kinds of ways. Whether you're opening up your home and letting people stay there, donating money, whatever. But and if you want to help me get my little fundraiser off the ground, just reach out to me. And what I'm looking for is just help putting it together, finding a location to do the show, getting the word out, finding an organization or individuals, like I said, Paul and his family, that we can raise money for and help. I said I want to help. I want to do something. So hopefully we can find a way to pull this together and do it. Um, but anyway, thank you everyone for joining me today. It's kind of short notice. Um, I got things I got to do. So anyway, thank everybody. I'll try to go through all your comments later. Mac Center and thank you, Michael W. Norman. And thank you for putting a W there, Michael. I don't know if you're aware of this. I have a brother named Michael Norman, Michael John Norman. So this is cool. I love hearing from other Normans, especially. Yeah, thank you. Oh, this is cool. Alan Klein, we took a 24-foot trailer loaded down with from Pineville on Thursday. We do it. Oh, that is see, this is great stuff. To loading up stuff and then going down there and helping out. Just there's more good in this world than there is bad. I mean, I will I will I'll say that. There's so many. We've had a few trolls on here who've been saying horrible things, but for the most part, most people have been just absolutely very kind, great supportive messages, and I thank you all because do stuff like Alan here. Um, find people like Alan who are putting things like this together and donate to him. Mention Alan. See, he put together, loaded down a bunch of supplies and took it down there. Find guys like this and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" And help them. You know, uh, say, "Hey, let me go buy $200 worth of toilet paper. You can take that down." Um, Man, there's just so much. There's just so much that you can do. I mean, just think about it. Just you're not going to solve the whole problem yourself, and that's no one's asking. But you figure out something you can do and do that. Find an organization, donate, support, and help. Um, um, yeah, there's flooding going all over the country right now. So this is happening everywhere. They just happen to be hit particularly hard. Okay, I don't have a TV. What is going on in Kentucky? I feel okay. Well, and Cassie, thank you. Actually, this is why I wanted to do this, is because I felt like people weren't aware. They had flash flooding that occurred overnight, and it took over, and there's just major flooding uh, all over Kentucky, and homes were swept away while people were still in them. They've confirmed 39 dead. There's hundreds that are still missing, and but because of everything else going on in the world, it's just sort of it's not that big a news story. I guess I don't know. It's kind of strange, but there are families like we had Paul on earlier. They've lost everything, and they're living in hotels and just trying to get their lives back together as little as they can. And yeah, it's pretty strange, pretty devastating what's going on. So if you want to help, find a way to help. There's plenty of things out there. I'm not associated with any organizations at this point. Um, Again, the family reached out to me. They told me their story, and I shared their GoFundMe on my page. And I said, "Hey, why don't we go live tomorrow? And we'll talk more about it." And so Paul was gracious enough to come on and kind of tell their story. And I didn't want to pry too much into their personal lives. I did. I you know I did. I'm not here to exploit people, but I just wanted to share their story to as much as he was comfortable with sharing. And again, when you got children and yeah, it's a weird thing to go through. When my family lost our house to fire, you know, you appreciate all the help, but at the same time, it can be it's I hate to use the word embarrassing, but it can be very uncomfortable when you're basically your whole life is just laid out in front of other people, and for them to criticize, and there was criticism. People were giving criticism in the live feed, uh, which is just bizarre to me. I mean, people have been through a horrifyingly devastating situation, and people are over here saying, "Well, serves you right," blah blah blah, whatever nonsense. People were, it's just silly, just absolutely ridiculous. Um, but so, and now we're having a global warming debate. Good Lord, people. Good Lord. Um, Thanks. Yes, thank you for the prayers. But I live in East Kentucky while this is happening. Yes, they have lost all. I was fortunate to still have my family and roof over my head. Well, thank you, Jennifer. I'm glad that you're doing well. Thank you. It's good to hear good stories. It's good to hear that not everybody was, and that's the thing is it was just, it wasn't everybody. It wasn't the entire, but everybody's affected. Everybody knows somebody. So now thank you for sharing that with me, Jennifer. Um, there's someone from Louisville, Louisville. Trying to say it, Louisville. I love this accent. Love Paul's accent, by the way. Kentucky, they got a pretty cool accent. I dig it. Anyway, yeah, here's Donna. Donna G. My understanding is they need cleaning supplies, boots, shovels, gloves. So yeah, if somebody wants to put together supplies there. Hello, Winnipeg. Anyway, let's stop debating about climate change and the intentionality of God's actions, and just know that they need help, they need volunteers, they need money, they need supplies, and if there's any way you can help in any of those degrees, please do so. If you want to help me put together my fundraiser, we could do several of them. I would be happy to get going with this soon. But anyway, gonna let y'all go. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for commenting and participating and contributing. I very much appreciate it. Love all of you, and have to all of you say have a super freaking awesome day.